Welcome to Knockhill Bike Racing. Now, rounds 1 and 2 happened yesterday, and I'm going to hand it to Dennis and Duncan to run you through the action.
Thanks for that, Joe. And on to the grid we go. Nice sunny grid, and it's a pre-injected 600s, and away they all go. Everybody wanted to pull little wheelies away from the start line, and they did. And on they come down to the first corner. There was an instant straight away, and unfortunately getting caught out there was Tiger Tony Wilson, and he went right over the top of Andrew Ferguson, and that brought out the red flag straight away. You see the marshal, who looks kind of like Stuart Adamson there, at first corner. Unfortunately, Sate Curves claims Andrew. Down he goes, and Tiger Tony, with nowhere to go, takes the big Thundercat right over the top of him, Dennis. And there was a bit of fears for Andrew, but it was just a couple of sore ribs.
Yeah, and Tony Wilson, the first guy to run over to make sure he was okay, because he was conscious of the fact that he did actually run straight over the top of him, and very sportsmanlike, all the pre-injected 600 competitors.
So Lee Naylor was on pole. There was an empty space, and there was Gordon Donaghy and Derek Burns. Keep your eye on that man on the Swan replica paint job there. Very quick, and he gets very quick, and had a lot of help from you, Dennis, isn't he?
Yeah, we just did a little bit of one-on-one on some of the track days, so he's getting better and better all the time, and hopefully from the next meeting onwards, Duncan, we'll see him right at the front winning races. So
Lee Naylor was the man of the moment on Saturday. As you can see him clearing away in the distance on his beautiful Norman Brunton paint job, R6 Yamaha. Lovely silver and white colours, and he really was a class off the field. Class of the field for most of the day. Richard Bright as well on the number 3 bike. Keep your eye on him. The black and bright green colour. Bright by name and bright by nature. But the hairpin, Des Burns did come up the inside of Gordon Donaghy, albeit he ran a little bit hot mid-corner, and Donaghy just squared that bike off and got back underneath him. But it was Bowerbank, the man who was on a bit of a mission, coming from the back of the field, Dennis, and good friends with Paul Bowerbank. We always have a bit of a chuckle with Paul Bowerbank, but he was a man on a mission on the baby blue R6.
Yeah, he's always a good guy to wind up, especially the presentations on a night time, and he takes it to heart a little bit sometimes, but a fantastic rider, and out there right back towards the front end of the field. And who's that we've got going through there? That's the 88 machine.
Graham Purry was in the Superstock 600 bike in the class for the pre-injected. There was a bit of a mix up with the transponder, and Graham Purry got put at the back of the grid, and he showed a bit of true class here, Graham Purry, coming from the, well, not there obviously at the hairpin, but he showed class coming from the back of the grid, and Donaghy almost rear-ends him at the hairpin. But he managed to come right through and head these guys. But Bowerbank, who also come from the back of the grid, had caught up with Donaghy and was in 4th position.
Yeah, this is the kind of ride where obviously they've had a little bit of upset. They have to start at the back of the grid. They say the old Gren mist comes down and they're charging forward, and like you can see that with Paul Bowerbank now virtually at the front end of the field.
Yeah, Lee Naylor as well. You can see him on the pre-injected bike sticking it back underneath Graham Purry at the hairpin. Lee Naylor's a very quick man. And these guys are all quick. They're circulating in 55 seconds is up the inside of Gordon Donaghy went Paul Bowerbank. And Paul looks quite calm on the bike. He doesn't look like he's out of control or doing too much. But he's been telling us he needs to hit the gym a little bit. As up the inside went Naylor. Yeah,
he just seems to get out of breath quite a bit, doesn't he? See, towards the end of the race there, when we were interviewing yesterday, afterwards he was slightly panting just a touch.
Yes, blonde like an old poo, somebody said to me, but I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with that at all. But basically the whole field on R6 Yamahas, as Naylor got a little bit excited at the hairpin and almost dropped his brand new paint job, so not that he wants to put a few scuffs in that, I can guarantee you. But Bowerbank went on to claim the victory in the pre-injected behind Graham Purry on the road, but he won the pre-injected class, and he was a happy bunny. He would go back into the pits and get a good bit of welcoming from the team. But it wasn't waiting there, because we were straight into the Formula 400 and the Supertwin class, and a good grid of bikes in here, Dennis, and we had all sorts of things happening. The Supertwin Championship and the 400 Knockhill and Scottish Championship classes all kind of egg-balled into one race, and it was that man Paul McClung on number 49 who led the way from Eddie Stone, Knockhill's very own Eddie Stone, up there in his workshop.
Yeah, we've got a few different champions in this. Obviously we've got Tom Robinson, the reigning champion from last season. We've also got Paul McClung, moved up from the Formula 125s onto the Mini Twins, and Paul McClung looking in spectacular fashion out there, really suited to a Mini Twin.
You've also got Harry Pooler. You'll see Harry Pooler, who's out here on one of the Super Twins as well, as McClung just kind of got his head down and disappeared. But then you see Harry Pooler on the left hand side on the silver bike with the yellow number plate, and he's got an orange vest on, and Harry Pooler really come of age on the Saturday of the meeting. You can see him just going, well, Douglas Brown trying to go up the inside of him there, but failing, and Eddie Stone was about to get done over by Harry Pooler on the main straight. Eddie on his Ducati, it's heavy, it's underpowered, but Eddie does ride it pretty well, Dennis, for what that bike is.
Yeah, it's an old bike, and I think he says he needs to upgrade it or update it or something to make it more competitive with the rest of the bikes about him. Like I say, a fantastic mix of 400s and mini twins, very evenly matched out there on track, as you can see. Harry Puller again, just trying to get alongside Eddie as they come up over the start-finish strip.
Be good to get a little glimpse of Leon Murphy for Can there on the Cooper Motorcycles Super Twin bike. He spent all winter building it, and he's updated everybody all the time on Facebook. But here we see a few of the post-classics as well. We've got 23 there, which is Jed Heath making his way through Scotsman Corner just now, with all sorts of attentions from Davy McNairn, and well, that could end in a bit of gravel rash here, because Davy's not had the best, didn't have the best ends to season, and his start of the season has been a bit giddy as well.
Yeah, back towards the front though, we've got Tom Robinson and John Frost there together, so Frosty a late entrant to this one as well, but good to see him out there. Looks really comfortable and nice and smooth on a bike. Yeah,
and stealth mode as well for Frosty. He's got a Kawasaki with blue number plates, and he put black numbers on the blue number plates, so yeah, very, very difficult to get an eyeball on them. As at the hairpin number 16 there, one of my favourite bikes in the field, absolutely gorgeous. This Andrew Hopkins Yamaha TZ is an absolute stunning little bit of kit if you get close up to it. But there was an issue for Frosty. Frosty looks like he blew up the 400 Kawasaki, blew it up in convincing fashion, and just cruised round, you know.
I'll tell you one thing we did notice as well is Tom Robinson, after his rear end shunt on the start finish straight towards the end of last season, he's actually getting off the line a lot better now, so Tom Robinson's starting to get good starts.
Well, Tom crashed as well, didn't he? He crashed, so he had to race the Honda, which he felt like it was like an old cuddly jersey. He could wear that like a comfy pair of slippers and be happy on it. But yeah, his Yamaha was in the process of getting fixed. So McClung though was the man off the moment. An absolute dominant display from the young man from Edinburgh, and he rolled over the line to take a very convincing checker flag on that Super Twin. Now, these bikes have kind of been kitted out. Some of them look like Moto2 bikes. They're absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, you can see that even just like the thing that protects the brake lever and everything else like that. It looks pretty factory.
A happy man was number 13, Eddie Stone, and he was waving to the crowd all the way. But it was back to the pre-injected as well. It was fast action. It was a lot of stuff going on here, and there wasn't much time for us to catch our breath, Dennis, was there? And the pre-injected, you know what they're like.
That's it, and Lee Naylor it was that got the start again, and right away at the front of the field. And these guys, like I say, in fantastic form. Des Burns there on the yellow R6, and trying to look at the inside there. I think that was the Gordon Donoghue on the number 2 bike. Yeah,
Donoghue was trying to look at the inside there, but it was at the hairpin. You've got Polanski as well on the number 80 bike with a novice vest on. It's good to see Matthew Polanski doing his little bit and getting used to his R6 and a novice vest. Always good to see those guys up at the front of the sharp end.
Yeah, and I think he's getting a little bit of help from the Taskers as well. Andrew Tasker helping him out, but we're just watching Paul Balbang up the inside, but runs wide, and look at that Polanski having none of it, and straight back up the inside in towards Butchers, towards the chicane. That's a pretty good move.
Good drive there from Polanski, definitely. As here comes Gordon Donoghue tearing his way through the pack of pre-injected 600s, passing Mark Leonard on number 19 there. Easy for me to say. He probably was parking a bit, but Naylor was at the hairpin, and Bowerbank was hot in pursuit, and Naylor went a little bit wide, and that let the door open for Bowerbank, and they were pretty close, got up the main straight. The elbow almost coming out a little bit from Paul Bowerbank there, being aggressive.
Yeah, it looked like he was almost trying to push him towards the wall there from Bowerbank, but these guys, best of friends off the track as well. But it's great to see nice close racing in the pre-injected 600 class, and a nice cheap class for these guys to get into and enjoy the racing.
Yeah, you can pick one of these bikes up very, very cheaply and have great fun racing them. There's a big field of them, and that's the way it goes. Bowerbank went a little bit ski whiff at the hairpin there. It was almost like he came out in the wrong gear, and that gave Naylor an opportunity. The man in third place so far was Richard Bright on the black and very bright green bike, but Bowerbank was straight back up the inside. Best thing to do if you lose a position, try and gain it back, and then lose it straight away as he did towards Butchers there. And Paul would be the red mist would starting to come down now, I think.
Yeah, Paul's one of these guys who obviously had to work his way from the back of the field in the first race to get the victory, but in this one he was off the front, but got a pretty bad start, and he's also making hard work for himself again, and it was Lee Naylor that's proven the man to beat, and Lee Naylor taking the victory there once more.
Yeah, good win for Naylor, and then Bowerbank coming home in a fine second place. He'll be chuffed for that. You know, they're still up in one piece, but happy days in the sunshine here at Knockhill. Then it was back to the 400s and the mini twins. The Super Twins are getting badged this year as an official Scottish championship. The Super Twins, so these bikes are pushing out almost, if you've got a really super hot trick one, you're getting 90 brake horsepower on them. And then we see Tom Robinson on his little Honda. Tom, the Yamaha, still not fitted or fixed. The number 55 Honda going through Butchers up to the Johnny Way chicane, just ahead of Grant Reid on his lovely little 21.
Yeah, Harry Puller just going down the hairpin there, and I've got Eddie Stone there once more, just ahead of Tom Robinson to start off with. So Tom, as I say, sitting there in 5th place at the moment, but all eyes on the front man, and he's definitely pulling away.
So we lost Paul McClung as well as the day went on, as up the inside tried to go, we say there, went Tom Robinson, but he just kind of got his nose chopped off by Eddie Stone there, as Dennis is looking through sheets in the commentary box here. And the guys are going through the Johnny Way chicane. As we've been saying, weather conditions were absolutely spot on, not a hint of rain, nice and sunny, nice and dry. These guys are generating a good bit of heat in their tyres, and they're all managing to keep it upright. And look at that for a demon braking manoeuvre. Tom Robinson tries to go up the inside of Douglas Brown, tries but not quite.
Yeah, it's sure that keeps hogging all the paper, then when I need it you throw it away from me, but a good fight at the front there. Like I said, Tom Robinson just managed to get past over the start finish straight, and now leading the way as I go through See It curve.
Thanks for that, Dennis. Yeah, I don't hog all the sheets of paper, I just keep them. So Robinson was the man on the move on the Honda, the bike that he's owned for so many years. He feels very comfortable with doing his thing at the front. He got past Dougie Brown on the 60 Kawasaki, who in his own right was having a flyer of a meeting. He was absolutely on it, but not as on it as Harry Pooler at the front. Harry Pooler was on a borrowed bike. He hadn't seen the bike before, he got borrowed it, he got given to it, had stepped up from the 125s from last year, and he was showing his true colours once he got into a bigger, faster machine. Yeah, definitely well suited to the Mini Twin, and like I say, looking in superb fashion. And you see an orange bib out the front of the field, and Tom Robinson trying his hardest to try and chase him down. Tom Robinson also a guy that's helped out an instant first race with Tony Wilson, helped him out with parts to try and get his Thundercat rebuilt. Yeah, good to see that. And that's what the kind of paddock is like. The paddock's always nice and helpful and friendly. But there was McClung. He was going up to take his second win. So Paul McClung was a happy little chappy taking a second win over the line. Gives him a nice little wave there, and the pit wall seemed very happy with that one as well. So it was 2-2 so far for Paul McClung on the 49 Supertwin.
Yeah, beautifully prepared and looking really nice.
Your dad Sam McClung does a good job building that bike, that's for sure.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter King.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
So welcome to the Sunday edition of the Knockhill Motorsports Club bike meeting, and we start with the pre-injected 600s, the guys lining up on the grid already. This should be a good one. We've had some cracking racing yesterday. My name is Duncan Vincent, and I'm joined again in the commentary box by Dennis Hobbs.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. The sun is still out again, and that's Lee Naylor lined up on the front row of the grid in pole position.
He was the man yesterday along with Paul Burbank, and he is absolutely great off the starts, heading down towards first corner, but so is the orange vest of Matthew Polanski, and Richard Bright takes a lead in towards first corner. That was extremely brave. A good move by Brighty there through Leslie's, gets his stop for Scotsman, and well, he's leading a race, and I don't think we've seen him leading a race this year or last year yet.
Yeah, Richard Bright doing a great job, but Bowerbank, he seems to just be getting bad starts all the time. He's just behind Derek Burns, who's also chasing down Polanski, and Polanski got off the line there. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, Polanski very impressive off the line on the black number 80 with the orange vest, but it is still Richard Bright from Lee Naylor and Gordon Donachie as they come up towards Clark Corner, get these bikes squared off and fire it around towards the hairpin. Burbank looks like he is in 5th position as we count the bikes. Interviews up to 4th already. He's got ahead of Derek Burns, but here we come into the hairpin, nice and smooth, nice and canny. Naylor tries to go around the outside, has to lift his knee up so he doesn't come into the back of contact with Brighty there.
Yeah, he was almost leaning on him, was he, trying to go in towards the hairpin, but Richard Bright, his bike is bright as well, so standing out.
Yeah, bright by name, bright by bike, bright by colour. Underneath the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge we come. Who's going to brake latest? And it's Bright. He brakes just that little fraction later than Naylor as they go through the top of 8 curves and then plummet down through Leslie's. Get the thing slowed up. Gordon Donachie in a fine 3rd position, doing that nice smooth racing line that we've seen Gordon Donachie do so many times. Doesn't throw the thing up the road very often, Gordon Donachie, and let's hope that we've not just put a little curse on there, the commentator's curse, which myself and you are very good at, Dennis.
It's your curse anyway, I'm not taking any responsibility for it, but Gordon Donachie doing a great job. These guys all starting to reel back in together now, and we've got Bowerbank chasing him down. This is going to be an 8-wheeler shortly.
Ian Strother standing on the tyre wall for the extra power images there, getting some great shots of these guys as they head round and all. Bright starting to go defensive now. He must think that Naylor's quite good in the brakes, and well, he doesn't just think, he can see Naylor going across the front of him, and Naylor had that one done before they even got to the hairpin. He manages to get an apex this time and picks the thing up and accelerates out of the corner. Paul Burbank was telling us yesterday he thinks Naylor's bike's just got that little bit more on the legs than he has, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think the guys are slightly different with the gearing. I think Powerbank's bike is a lot quicker through the twisty sections, but as I come up over the start-finish straight, the likes of Lee Naylor just pulls away that a little bit nice and easy. So obviously you can gear them differently. You know, it's like yourself, Duncan, with cars and the bikes. You have two sections of the circuit. You either gear it out the hairpin up the start-finish straight, or you gear it for the twisty stuff.
So Powerbank getting up the inside of Donachie as well there. So Paul doing a good job, the man that we nicknamed Powerbank, and it sticks. Most of give him a hard time about having a 750 engine inside that little R6, and he does take that the bad way, the wrong way sometimes, Dave.
But then he told us it was an R1, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
No. He said it was an R1. So we said, is that the same as an R1? But yes, it obviously is. But it's Naylor from Brighton and Powerbank just skimming the apex curb, but Butchers with his knee there. And a good style, good speed through the chicane by Paul Powerbank. Now, can he get past Richard Brighton away up towards Clark's? He's alongside them, they're almost contact there. And I think Powerbank just, I think he bullied his way past there.
Yeah, just watching Lee Naylor came out the hairpin there, middle of the circuit, up towards Clark's, middle of the circuit, so he's being defensive, he's leading the way. Like I say, just use the nice flowing lines and just looking a little bit further back through the field there. Duncan's just jumping up over the sheets.
That's Patrick Foreman there on the number 11 bike behind Matthew Polanski. Great to see Patrick Foreman back. He's not on his Honda with the lemon yellow wheels as we saw him on last time, and he's also still recovering from a bit of an injury after kind of dislocating his ankle fairly severely at St Curves at the end of last year. So it's good to see Patrick back in one piece, but away at the front is Lee Naylor, and he is getting chased down by Paul Powerbank. But it's Richard Bright and Gordon Donachie, so there's a battle on for the remaining podium step, gotta say.
Yeah, it's a shame we haven't seen Tony Wilson out here. He tried it in morning warm-up, tried to get himself out there, just not feeling 100%, and decided to give it a miss and prepare himself ready for the next round, but still present in the paddock and the pit lane, helping a few of the other guys out, giving them a few tips, because he was the man last year.
Yeah, Naylor's looking over his shoulder now. He'll be happy not to see Wilson behind him, but he won't be very happy to see Powerbank behind him, because here comes Paul Powerbank. He's getting wound up for an attack here, and it's probably going to happen at the hairpin as he heads right towards the hairpin. We quickly flick back to Polanski and Foreman. And Patrick Foreman just getting back into things. Mark Leonard just off the back of that, but here we see Powerbank on the inside. Naylor's trying to cover it, but it's not going to happen. Oh, Naylor almost loses the front. How did he save that, Dennis?
I think more luck than judgment, to be fair. So watching that there, the front definitely went on him. His knee was off, his leg was off, and manages to get it back on round the corner, and he's obviously gone from first, and he's going back all the way to third place, so he's back behind Richard Bright and Donaghy, thinking he can maybe have a nip past him as well now.
Oh, that was a thing of greatness. Lee Naylor just managed to do that there. He got me jumping at the scene, so did you. So retake, get ourselves back together, calm down. Yeah, Powerbank leads from Bright, Naylor and Donachie. Now, has that upset Lee Naylor? Is that going to be playing on his mind now? Is Donachie going to manage to get past him because he's coming at the hairpin? Is he going to just try and get that out of his memory, Dennis, or is he still going to have that lingering?
Yeah, no, when you're racing, if you make a small mistake, something happens, you can't have time to reflect on it. You've just got to carry on with the job in hand and crack on at the front. But that's give the advantage back to Paul Powerbank at the sharp end, and we're just looking at that battle with Polanski there again. Look at the first three there over the start finish straight.
Oh. Yellow flag, was that a yellow flag or the last lap flag? Difficult to say from where we are standing, but they're all together as they go through the St Curves there, and they've got a back marker in front of them now. Can Powerbank deal with this nice and early and stick the back marker between them at Butchers? I think he's going to get a good drive, and he does, and he gets the back marker between himself and the other guys as they come up to the Johnny Way chicane. Good clinical move, and he needed to do that, and they're still behind him, so that's really almost handed the race to Paul Powerbank as they come up towards Clark Corner. Not William Brooks' fault there, he was doing his own thing, keeping his racing line, doing it the right way, but that's handed Powerbank a nice healthy lead. Can Donachie now have a bit of a shot at Richard Bright, or can Lee Naylor get Donachie as they all head towards the hairpin for the last time of asking?
Yeah, we know Lee Naylor's good on the brakes, and obviously nearly lost the front there before. Look like he's not lost any confidence, has he?
No, he's straight back in there as it all come through the hairpin. It is going to be a battle for third position. Who's going to win it? On the line is Powerbank. He wins, and second place is going to be Bright. It looks like Naylor did manage to sneak third from Gordon Donachie just by an absolute fraction on the line.
Yeah, less than a thousandth of a second separating them, and fantastic racing throughout the Pre-Injected 600 sponsored by Cooper Motorcycles.
Yeah, good stuff that, and dropping the sponsors' names, Dennis. He'll be chuffed for that. So Powerbank, there he goes, gets himself a little congratulations. Wins the race from Richard Bright and Lee Naylor. Gordon Donachie, Derek Burns in 5th. Patrick Foreman did get ahead of Matthew Polanski, and Mark Leonard comes home in 8th position.
We'll go this way. We'll speak to Eddie Stone. Eddie, back racing again. You've had a wee bit of a break. You're now based here up at Knockhill with your Ducati Service Centre at the moment, and you're on the front row.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I've not been on pace. Had a couple of scares and sort of slowed me up a little bit, but this being here, getting more track time yesterday and just building on it and really enjoying it again.
Absolutely, it's all about enjoying it. From the front row, you can win this.
I'll have a go. There's some fast lads. The young lad on the SV, he's absolutely flying. You know, he's got a Supertwin bike, so a lot more power. But I'll just go out there, keep it real, and enjoy it.
No tyre warmers. Do you notice the difference with the temperature today?
Yeah, there were sat-on warmers up at the shop, but if you have to bring everything down, it's too much kit to bring down on my own. But now we're having a sighting lap and a flying lap. It should be enough then, even if the tyres are not up to temperature, you've got a good feel for the bike. So you're not going into turn one not really knowing what your tyre temperatures are and the conditions. So really good move by Knockhill and the stewards to do that. We're going to be a lot safer, and I think everyone's going to be more up to speed, from when the lights go out.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There we go, 2 different opinions there. Tom saying that he's essential with his tyre warmers, maybe it's a confidence thing, and Eddie happy enough to go out on the stone cold stuff. I'll hand it upstairs to the guys for a run through of this race.
So the grid for this one sees Tom Robinson, Paul McClung, John Frost and Eddie Stone Cold tyre warmers according to Joe Tanner there. Reid, Brown and Puller in the second row, so we're going to keep an eye on Harry Puller because he is a man who is going to be quick. And this is the Knockhill Motorsports Club Formula 400, the Classic Champs and the Scottish Supertwin Championship. Easy for me to say, Dennis. All rolled into one. And I said interview from Eddie Stone there. There's 2 trains of thought. You've got to have the tyre warmers, or is it Eddie Stone says, you're getting the flying lap. Knockhill are giving them that extra time to generate some heat in the tyres, so we'll see how they get on. And also Tom Robinson is back on the Yam.
Yeah, Tom Robinson back on his trusty bike, the one that he likes best. And like you say, you know yourself, as he says, as a rider, you know what temperature's in your tyres, you know what your grip levels are. You just got to be sensible at the start of the race.
Yep, sensible. And Eddie Stone, 2 words that you don't hear very often. Off go the lights and away down towards first corner we go. We can see Paul McClung's on a completely different motorcycle than he was on yesterday, and we'll pick up on that in a minute. But it's Stone Cold Eddie Stone who almost leads in the first corner, but look at how brave Paul McClung is. 8 curves right round the outside, then down through Leslie's, and they get in towards Scotsman, and Paul McClung is just absolutely confident up to the hill.
Yeah, and he's already gapped Eddie by about a second, if not more. He's actually straight out of the blocks, all guns blazing. And Douglas Brown there sitting in 3rd place and having a good battle with Tom Robinson. And Tom Robinson just nipped past Douglas Brown there at the top of the seat.
Good move. And we've got a rider down at Leslie's. Is that Paul McClung? There's a race leader. Looks like he's maybe just tucked the front end going through Leslie's. Be good to see a replay of that one if we could. But McClung, absolutely disaster. You grabbed him at the front then, and it looks like he's disappeared, and it is Paul McClung. What a shame.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Paul. He's had such a healthy lead, at the end of the first lap, a nice comfortable 2-3 second advantage over the rest of the pack.
Involved in an incident yesterday that really wasn't his fault. Lost his number 1 bike. He's out on his spare bike, and there's a smoky bike head round there. We pick the replay up pretty late, and Paul's already down. Thankfully, it looks like the machine didn't collect him. He collected the machine, if anything. But what a disaster from the young lad there. He's not just repairing 1 bike now, he's got 2 bikes to try and repair. And we have got a red flag coming out there, so possibly that's for that smoky bike that had the oil coming out of it that we saw, or it was maybe for trying to get Paul McClung some medical attention. But anyway, green flag from the clerk of the course at the back, and we'll wait for the lights coming on the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge. Bob Davies controlling the lights, and it was a very, very quick turnaround, a very quick change. And look at that man from the middle of the second row, Harry Puller and Grant Reid heading down towards first corner. But it is this time Eddie Stone who is going to lead the race, and that's going to put a smile on the fans around the circuit here, I can tell you that then, because he's a liked chap, Eddie.
Yeah, and then we also got Tom Robinson getting better and better at the starts. Like you say, Duncan, he's sitting there in 3rd place, and it's good to see Tom getting off the line nice and safely now, and makes his racing so much easier by being able to get away out the front.
He's followed by Leon Murphy just flicking through the shot there on the TMR SV, and another smoky bike there. Did you see that? Still a smoky bike going up the back straight as Grant Reid has a look at Clark on Eddie. But yeah, Tom Robinson getting a good start with the Yamaha, about time too though.
Yeah, a little bit of smoke coming out of somebody there, Duncan. But,
that's Douglas Brown goes down, and Davey Hyde follows him down. Follows him down the road. 2 riders down at first corner, 8 curves, and what an absolute disaster that is. That looked like quite a quick off there at the apex. Then it's not a place you want to go missing. Yeah,
no, it's very quick at the top of 8 curve anyway. So both of them guys perfectly just jumped straight up to their feet. So that was a good sign as we look at Harry Puller chasing down Eddie Stone.
Another red flag. So that will be a result for that one.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new Go Racing TV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Pre-injection 600 lined up behind me on the grid. Slightly older machines, but again, a good field. And I want to speak to the 27 rider who happens to be standing right here. Paul, I'll grab you out of that conversation. Step this way. A good day yesterday, a second and a first, and you're starting today pole position.
Yeah, another first this morning. After I lost 6 places off the start line, it was ended up in 7th place, but I managed to pick it back up and win the race, so I'm quite kind of happy with that. Like, so 2 firsts and a second this weekend. Hopefully, go for another first here.
Paul Powerbank on pole position ahead of Richard Bright, Lee Naylor and Gordon Donaghy. Burns, Foreman and Polanski making up a second row. Dennis, these guys again are going to give us plenty of action on the track, and keep your eyes also on Leonard on the third row. Another quick man.
Paul saying there about his terrible start, making it hard work for himself, so let's see what he can do this time round. Look at that, Richard Bright nice and late to the grid.
Yeah, he lost 6 places down to 7. They made up 2, but then he was back to... He confused me with that one there, but let's see. Come on, Paul. Get that thing off the line this time. We're under starters' orders. The red lights are coming on once again on the Beatson's Burden Supply Bridge. Everybody tucked in. It's a good quality start. That looked not too bad from Paul Powerbank, but just Naylor absolutely nailed it down towards first corner, and Powerbank's down to 4th place because Polanski and Donaghy have also just got him into first corner there. So that's not as bad as we've seen from Paul, but again, he's going to be kicking himself because he makes it really difficult for himself early in the race.
Yeah, just had a look at the inside of Polanski there and just ran really wide as he went through Scotsman corner, and like I say, just trying a little bit too hard as he went through the first few corners. Just needs to get off the line nice and easy, just needs to relax a little bit more. But at the front it is Naylor from Donaghy, Richard Bright right there again in 3rd place. So Richard Bright staying as close as he can to Donaghy, and I have a run on him this time down towards the hairpin.
Yeah, Donaghy looked a little bit racy there. Powerbank just off the back in 4th position, but here comes Brighty round the outside of Donaghy, and can he have him on the brakes as again to the hairpin? The number 3 bike up the inside of the number 2 bike. Good move by Richard Bright, and he is a man who is finding his form as the weekend goes on, Dennis.
Yeah, for sure. Every outing he's getting faster and faster and going better and better, so it's looking good. Going Donaghy as well, he was a little bit of a slow start at the beginning of this weekend, but now he's getting a little bit more racy as Powerbank comes past him in towards the top of State Curve.
Yeah, he gave him a complex there the way you looked at me a minute ago. I forgot your name. As they go through Leslie's, Powerbank is now on the podium. He's got 1 step on the podium, but he wants to get onto the top step of the podium if he can, because he has been the man of the moment back in the pits. His man Alan Rennie will be wishing him all the best, all the luck, but also wishing he was out there on track himself. And look in the back, look, there's Derek Burns.
Yeah, there's Des Burns right behind, chasing him down in the Autovox Limited Yamaha R6, but it is Powerbank on the Design Barbers, AG Transport and Scott JCB supported.
Rolls off the tongue, just rolls off the tongue there. Into the hairpin, there comes Sean. It looks like Sean Muir's bike up the inside, doesn't it? One of Tommy Hill's bikes, but Des Burns gets past Gordon Donaghy, and Donaghy just fading a little bit now. Maybe losing a bit of tyre temperature or tyre grip or something like that, but he's back up the inside of Burns, and these two are going to battle out, but still at the lead. It is still Naylor and Bright, with Powerbank looming in large as they go through straight curves. Naylor's gone with this one.
Yeah, Lee Naylor's got a nice comfortable lead, and I say hopefully he's getting pit signals from the start-finish line just to tell him he can take his time nice and easy and relax. But we are watching this battle between Richard Bright and Paul Powerbank there in 2nd and 3rd place. Richard Bright sponsored by Top Signs.
As a racer, for you Dennis, as Powerbank goes up the inside into Clark, good move, kind of caught us unaware there, good move, very distinctive style there up the inside, and kind of stopped them and won't give Brighty a chance to get back as they head towards the hairpin. But how important are pit boards to you on an actual race day then?
Yeah, quite important. Obviously, it tells you the gap to the person behind, because you never look behind you. You know, when you're racing, your eyes are forward all the time. You're always focused on ahead. What's going on here?
Oh, we've got Lee Naylor down there. Lee Naylor down on this in the hairpin den, just out of our view. Naylor rolls, does a kind of commando Stuart Jackson roll off the track there. Oh dear, that's a proper egg beater. That's going to ring his bell. Looks like Dennis Hobbs there.
That's a proper high side, is that, and hopefully he's just winded himself there and he's not too badly hurt. But like you say, what we were saying about pit boards and knowing the gap behind you, if you know you've got a 3-4 second lead, you can just relax, take that bit a little bit easy. You don't have to be on the throttle as aggressive out the corner, and just, like you say, keep it in a nice smooth rhythm. But you don't want to back off either, because you need to keep that concentration high.
Still gathering it back together after Lee Naylor, and that was a beauty of a high side. So thankfully there's no red flag there, so it looks like it's okay, but it was just before the checker flag. Lee on his feet there as Paul Powerbank wins another race here. Oh, there you go. Hopefully that's not teeth that he's spitting out his mouth there, but a win for Powerbank.
Runner-up Richard Bright in the Pre-Injection 600, again gaining from that accident we saw with our leader.
Yeah. I think Lee was away with it. He had a good gap, but I think he had a bit of a high side out the hairpin, so yeah, gifted a position luckily.
Des Burns, third over the line, again benefiting from our leader's accident.
Yep, as I said, I don't mind taking the third place as long as Lee's alright. Had a good wee race there with Gordon, and he's a bit quicker on me at the corners. I've got a new bike, so I'm just trying to get my feet with the bike. So
track conditions, happy enough? Not as slippery as it was?
No, I took it easy for probably the first 4 laps, but there was a fair wee bit of traction. I didn't have any moments. I did yesterday, but nothing today.
The winner of the 600 pre-injection for the third time is Paul Barback. Well done. Bad start, dropped right back, but you had your sights set on regaining that lead.
No, that's it. All 3 races I've had, I've lost 7 or 8 places on the grid nearly, and I've ended up having to pick my way up lap after lap. And that time I was fortunate because Lee Naylor, his big crash at the hairpin, it was to my gain again. But the first race at the weekend, on Saturday morning, I was put to the back of the grid because my bike wouldn't start, but I managed to pick up 14 places and take a win from it. So it was a good weekend for me.
So here we go, nice sunny conditions, and we are back underway for the Scottish Supertwins, the 400s, and the Knockhill Motorsports Club Classic Championships, as the guys are leaving the holding area. Dennis?
Yeah, unfortunately not going to see Paul McClung out there in this one. Obviously Paul being in dominant fashion and had a little bit of a nasty incident at the down at Leslie's in the race previous, so hopefully we'll see him back out very shortly for the next meeting.
So we're on the grid. We are on the grid for this race. Kind of depleted field now. A couple of classes at the back. We can see Sandy Robertson giving the little TZ a good handful off the line there, but it's a good start there for Tom Robinson. Although Eddie Stone Cold comes right across the front of everybody, and once again on the Ducati, on the ERS Ducati, leads in through Say curves for the first time of asking through Leslie's. And let's try and pick up the rest of the runners. Tom Robinson looks like he's actually in second position with Grant Reid in third. Is that Douglas Brown, who we saw on the gravel trap earlier on the 60? Then we've got the first off the Supertwins, Harry Pooler. Harry Pooler ahead of Leon Murphy in view just as we come up through the Johnny Weir chicane.
Yeah, we've both been impressed with Harry Pull and his progress over the course of the weekend as Tom Robinson dives up the inside of Eddie Stone at Clark's to take the lead of the race.
Yeah, Eddie Stone, obviously the first Super Twin Duncan get together, he's leading the race, not Harry Pooler all the way back down there in 5th position. And oh dear, it's just not to be. It's been one of those days. David McNair, I keep calling David Hine, why is that? David McNair has had an absolute shocker of a weekend. And up towards Clark Corner comes Sandy Robertson on his gorgeous little TZ. Number 11, Sandy there. Looks like he's got a new front wheel for that one. To quiz him about that the next time we see him.
Yeah, and Rod Walker right behind, chasing him down there from Dumfries, so good to see him there.
Yeah, running out of Brent Nichols' cap. You can see the bike looking fairly similar to Brent Nichols' R6 Yamaha. But still, doing away at the front. Eddie Stone is knuckling away there as we flick back again to Sandy Robertson. And he's got Rod Walker diving up inside of him with quite a bit of turning speed there actually then. Didn't think he was going to stick that one through the corner.
Yeah, managed to turn it mid-apex and gets on the power nice and hard. But the race lead again, Tom Robinson heading down towards the hairpin. We've got Eddie Stone right behind. But look at this, Harry Puller coming all the way through the field. He's just going to go around the outside of Grant Reid there. Grant Reid on the 21 bike, sponsored by Sandeman's Cars in Forfar.
Good stuff then. Grant Reid was particularly distressed, we could say, that the last race had to get stopped when the Brown and McNairn crash at first corner because he was in the lead and he didn't want the red flags to come out there. And that bike, yeah, lovely little 400. It does look awful cool when you get close up to it.
As it came out of the hairpin then up on to the start finish straight, looking at each other side by side, helmet to helmet. But the 400 had a little bit more speed than the Mini Twin, you might notice there.
Yeah, look for Harry Pooler, the youthful exuberance. He gets underneath and going towards Butchers. It's going to be a tight move and he has to back out. Reedy just comes straight across the front of him there. Had to stand that one on his nose as they got to the apex of Butchers. But Harry Pooler is a young, quick lad. He's very keen, and here comes Murphy into the back of the Pooler kind of Reed battle now, and it's going to be quite interesting because they're catching. Is Eddie Stone run wide there? Did Eddie Stone have a wee kind of wide moment at Clark's?
Yeah, quite possibly. Obviously lost a fair bit of time, but we're flicking back towards that battle now, and it's Grant Reid and Harry Pull. It's just a replay, is it not?
No, it's actually
Harry
a
Pull
replay
actually goes right underneath him, so
it
a fantastic
like
pass. Yeah, it was a great pass by Harry Pull there, pulling that one out of the bag. Obviously learned from the lap before that Grant Reid maybe went in a little bit tight and defensive, lost his exit speed, and he's learning all the time, so excellent stuff.
Now can Harry Pooler bridge the gap and catch Eddie Stone as they head towards the hairpin? We pick back up with Sandy Robertson, get a quick glimpse of Sandy Robertson and Rod Walker, but back at the hairpin, Grant Reid looks like he's having to defend. Oh, Eddie Stone's wide there. Eddie Stone was very, very wide there, and that let young Pooler underneath him, and Eddie will be kicking himself. You can see the elbows going. He's trying to get more throttle than that little twist grip's got.
He had a little bit of a shake of the head there. I think he was annoyed at himself for making such a big mistake there as they're going towards the hairpin. But Grant Reid it is now. It's going to be next up to try and get past Eddie.
So Eddie, he'll be giving himself a talking to all the way through here. But he's had a few big accidents over the years, Eddie, and he did say himself he lost a lot of confidence. But he's gaining that confidence with every lap now, and he's following a young, quick chap, Harry Puller. And if he can get pulled on by Harry Puller, you like that, Den? It could make his lap times just a little bit better because he's got Grant Reid behind him, and Grant Reid's very quick, and so is Liam Murphy. So if Eddie wants to stay on the podium, he's going to have to get a good wriggle on here.
Yeah, that's right. Last lap flag is now out, and it's Harry Puller that's leading the way in a mini-twin battle now, but in front of Eddie Stone. So we've got to remember they might be second and third on the road, but actually first and second in terms of the mini-twin battle.
Yeah, but it's only the first three guys that are actually on the road that get to stand on the podium, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day for these chaps. As we come into Scotsman, Reid is just that little bit too far back behind Eddie Stone now. And I tell you what, Murphy looks like he's going to have a shot. Liam Murphy in the Cooper Motorcycles TMR Supertwin looks like he could have a shot at this. Remember, our leader's gone at the front. Our leader is Tom Robinson. He is away at the front, and let's see what's happening for the battle for second place. Eddie Stone looks like he's just that too bit far back, Dennis. He's just a little bit too far back from Harry Puller to have a shot here. But you never know.
Yeah, Harry Puller looks like he's got that under control there. Now let's say that gap's out to over a second. He's just got to hit his braking mark and make the apex as Tom Robinson comes out of the hairpin to take yet another victory, but this time on his Yamaha. So it's won races on the 400 Honda and now on the Yamaha.
So over the line goes Tom Robinson there. He wins the race on the road, and in second place is going to be Harry Puller, and in third place we do get Eddie Stone over the line, so he'll be absolutely over the moon with that podium result there. So Tom Robinson, he can do it on the Honda, he can do it on the Yamaha, and he's getting better starts on the old Yamaha as well, so he'll be a happy little bunny as they head round on their slow down lap. Harry Puller looks like he's absolutely over the moon as well. First Super Twin home, and that young chap on a borrowed bike there from Saltair Suzuki, he'll be looking to get that bike for a couple of more rounds this year.
Yeah, and why not with performances like that, Duncan?
Tom Robinson wins from Harry Puller, Eddie Stone and Grant Reid. Liam Murphy, Stuart Hamilton, Douglas Brown, and we see Jed Heath on the Post Classic bike, the big Post Classic, in 8th position.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter Keene.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
So the bike's lining up in front of us. We can see Richard Bright just coming to a halt now on his grid slot. Sponsored by Fuchs. Norman Brunt will be chuffed with that one, seen silkling on the side of the bike. Norman Burgess, I should say. But Powerbank is on pole position on his lovely AG Transport 600 Yamaha.
Yeah, this is the final Cooper Motorcycles pre-injected 600 race of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a humdinger as well. Going to be a quick one. Lights are already off the bridge, and what a start from Paul Powerbank. If you're going to save it, the best will end. Well, he's just done that, and he's got it off the line with everybody, and he's going to be second because Donaghy. Bright comes up there and says he's third. It's not a bad start, but Donaghy leads. Bright second, Powerbank third, and in fourth place, Polanski again. Cracking start.
Yeah, Polanski followed by Foreman, and then Des Burns. Des Burns on the front row of the grid hit reverse, and then managed to pull his way back through. So just watching Des Burns going through the John Howey chicane now, and watching these guys come up.
He's got the Dan Kinloch school of starting there, going backwards before he goes forwards. We're going through Clark's corner already, and Donaghy's got his head down in this one. Donaghy hasn't won one yet, and he'll be trying to make amends and get that one down. Although he does need to get a set of tyres on that bike, he was telling Joe before the post race. But up the inside it is Powerbank, and you also see Burns going up the inside of Polanski. Patrick Foreman quite well in there as well.
Yeah, Patrick Foreman doing a good job, getting more and more confident. Great to see him back out there racing.
Patrick Foreman on the Yamaha, newer Yamaha. He was on the old Honda last year with the lemon yellow wheels, you may remember that. And there goes Burnsy. Can he go up the inside? He can. That's very late on the brakes. Bright's going to see him, and he's going to have to just kind of shimmy out the road, because Burns does get into a good third place and uses a lot of exit curb as they come up the hill.
Yeah, also using the exit curb and a little bit of the green tarmac that's been put in there, Duncan, and why not use it if it's there? Powerbank right in towards the interlead in the first corner, up the inside of Donaghy.
Looked like he was heading for an apex. He had to pick that thing up just mid turn in there, Den. And through Scotsman corner goes Paul Powerbank, leading the way from Donaghy. And Burns isn't shy of an exit curb or 10, is he?
No, well, obviously he got a pretty bad start, but now this is a six-wheeler right at the front. These guys battling for first, second and third outright on the road, so Powerbank is leading the way from Donaghy with Burns there in third place, so this is a good ride by Burns so far.
So up over Clark corner, it is a six-wheeler. It looks like Brighty's just dropped off the back. Richard Bright and then Patrick Foreman just drifting away into a fine fifth position. But here comes Burns up the inside of Donaghy. He's quite good on the brakes here as Des Burns, and he's got the thing stopped. Donaghy tries to get it back, but no, it's not to be. For Burns, he goes a little bit wide there, and Dennis sits up in his chair because where was Des Burns going?
You could see all the dust being picked up there, but also got a mega drive. Look, he passes Donaghy over the start-finish straight into second place, so he's now going to chase down Powerbank at the front for the overall race lead.
I wish there was a camera in the commentary box so you can see Dennis's face as Des Burns goes heading towards the spectators at the hairpin shed there. So out of Scotsman, again the drop-down Butchers, great area on the bike. If you've never ridden Knockhill on a bike, it really is a fantastic flowing series of bends as you come up over the crest of the chicane there.
Yeah, and with all the work they've done at Knockhill, the banking areas are so much more improved now. You can see virtually the full circuit from any kind of spot from first corner right the way through towards Clarkson chicane.
Yeah, it's like a big arena really, isn't it? You can stand in one area, big amphitheatre. It's good to see. Powerbank is away at the front though. Burns in second place, but Bright's caught back up as well, pointing at the TV screen there with his programme is Dennis Hobbs. And you're right, because Brighty is coming back there, but through the hairpin to go. Donaghy, foot off the footrest for Donaghy. That was a big warning call there for Donaghy, and he's straight in the pit lane. So Gordon Donaghy comes straight in the pit lane, and we lose him from the race, unfortunately.
Yeah, obviously, it's a shame. I wonder what was actually gone wrong there, because he was hanging in well. Obviously, he was battling for the podium, and it never managed to cut out as we flick back to the 25 machine of William Brooks there, followed closely by Jerry Sullivan.
Yep, Jerry Sullivan getting his time, but look up the inside, Powerbank, watch out because you've got Des Burns coming in. Where's he going this time? Yeah, a little bit wide, but he holds it.
Yeah, I think nearly every lap Des has missed the apex, so he's obviously just got to try and get in there nice and tight, and that's the last lap flag out. So, obviously took a big dive that time round. Let's see what he does this time coming towards the hairpin.
Here he comes into the hairpin this time. Brighty's going to be picking up the pieces here, up the inside. No, he thinks better of it. Powerbank just chops across the nose of the 600 Yamaha and up the main straight, but can Bright get in that second place? It's going to be a drag race to the line. It's Powerbank from Burns and from Bright in third position, and thankfully they're all back in one piece.
Yeah, probably some of the best races in the day there. They saved the best to last in the pre-injected 600, and great to see the improvements of Des Burns, Donaghy and Powerbank across the weekend.
Yeah, good stuff. Well said, Dennis. So it's Robinson, Pooler, Stone and Reid, Murphy, Hamilton and Brown, the grid for our next 400 race. So this one should be an absolute barnstormer, and away they go, and Harry Pooler completely misses the start, completely engaged Dan Kinloch reverse direction there and went the wrong way off the start line, and he's back down in must what be 8th, 10th position, and it's Tom Robinson who's got the good start as leading through set curves.
How often do you think you were going to say that this year? Tom Robinson gets the whole shot at the start of that one. Very impressive stuff from Tom, and he's chased down there quite hard with a guy right behind him.
Leon Murphy in second place there, 51 ahead of Eddie Stone, Grant Reid. So Leon Murphy getting a good launch, and there behind Douglas Brown is Harry Pooler. He is going to be absolutely raging. It's like he didn't even have the bike in first gear as he got going.
Yeah, maybe spotted selected the gear before he got to the lights and then let the clutch out and nothing there, but he definitely went backwards. He hit the old reverse button, and like you say, he's going to have his work cutting out to get through the field.
Down through set curves again. We're taking a bit of an eyeball at Grant Reid on the blue Kawasaki. Harry Pooler underneath him. Can Harry Pooler do him before Butchers? He does him very, very early out of Scotsman corner there, so that's going to be, that's just about getting drive, isn't it?
I think that's the favourite point of the circuit for him overtaking. We've seen him do that a few times. He gets on the gas so hard and drives up the inside, and he's well past the ride ahead by the time they get towards Butchers, so great stuff from the young Harry Pooler.
Stuart Hamilton just off the back of this one, but just out of view, we can't see him, but it's Robinson from Murphy, and now Pooler and Stone are together heading towards the hairpin. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? Is it going to be Eddie Stone? Yes, it is. Harry Pooler tries to go around outside Eddie Stone and almost succeeds there, but Eddie Stone, good lay on the brakes there then.
Yeah, Eddie's good on the brakes down towards the hairpin, and these bikes evenly matched again up over the start finish straight, and just watching all the bikes come past the time machine. Last lap round, Jed Heath was leading the Post Classic Senior there, so good to see Jed Heath back at the front of that class.
Yeah, Jed Heath will be missing John McFarlane because they were having some good battles towards the end of it with Martin Harrison last year, so we hope those guys can come back and do a bit of battling on the racetrack for us. But there's your man Tom Robinson going through the John R. Weir chicane on his little FZR 400, Leon Murphy still in a fine second place, and it's Harry Pooler now, the man who's got the horns going out the helmet after that terrible start. He got off the line and he comes out of Scotsman corner. Can he get past it? His favourite overtaking place? No. Murphy's just as quick through there on his Super Twin, and up over the Johnny Boy chicane the guys go.
Yeah, I think Harry's learnt a lot from the 125 days with his lines there. He's looking nice and precise, he's hitting his apexes, he's getting the bike in nice and early, he's not running wide, so it's great to see that he's learning, and the bigger bike is definitely suiting him, and he's in the slipstream now as I head down towards the hairpin.
He does have a good bit of corner entry speed, doesn't he? And that's what the wee Super Twins are all about. Good corner speed in these things. Now, can he go around the outside? Surely not. He's not going to go around the outside, but he's trying to get the cut back here. The famous Dennis Hobbs switch back at the hairpin. And has he got it? Yes, he's tucked in behind the bubble. Murphy tucks in as well. And who's got the faster bike up the main straight? They're both trying to tail Tom Robinson, but I tell you what, Leon's bike isn't slow.
Yeah, I think Leon's bike just pulled away there. Probably a bag length or so from Harry Puller. So Harry's got his work cut out. He's got to try and get through the twisty stuff. So let's see what he can do down at Scotsman corner.
Yeah, good view. This is looking from the John O'Weir chicane all the way back towards Seat Curves and Leslie's. You can just see exactly what the visual's like. You get a great view around here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. Now we're down through Butchers and they're hard on the gas. A little bit of trail and brake over the first curb. Pick it up and using both curbs almost there and try and run it right out to that white line. Tom Robinson, you've been in a pit mode here because these guys they're going to start getting a bit of charge on here.
Yeah, I don't think Tom's going to be overly fussed because he's leading the 400 race and he's so far ahead of the next guy. Obviously the battle behind being the mini twins.
Yep, Robinson heads towards the hairpin there, and it says Dennis Hobbs pokes me in the ribs. I hate if he does that in the commentary box, but can Pooler needs to come on the inside, Dennis. He needs to get up the inside rather than trying to go around the outside, but he's trying to go right round the outside, and that's possibly one of the bravest moves around, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brave, but maybe it's not the best thing to do because all Leon needs to do is just move him wide and he puts him straight towards the gravel track, because if you're leading the race, you've got control of where you are on the racetrack, so he needs to try and get up the inside somewhere. So let's see. I think Scotsman has been a favourite place for him down towards Butchers, but he needs to be nice and close to get that one made.
He's right in the wheel tracks now with Leo Murphy. Murphy's a little bit defensive in there. That's going to make him slow just where it needs to be quick, and Pooler's up the inside, but no. Murphy chops across the front. This is a great battle for second place, and obviously superiority in the mini twin class beckons on what comes out of this up towards Clark's. Murphy wants to take the first Super Twin on the road. Pooler wants to make sure he's the first. He rushes into Clark's properly quick there. Thankfully doesn't come to an unsticky ending.
Yeah, that's right. I'm watching these guys again, and Puller's still right behind, and Tom Robinson's not getting away any further, but look at this, almost level this time as Leon Murphy runs in. I think Murphy's getting a lot of pressure behind by Harry Puller, so I think Harry's trying to force him into some kind of mistake, and it look like the side-by-siders go through railway there, down towards the hairpin.
And you'll hear that bike behind them because these things have got a very distinctive engine bark off them again. Puller goes to the outside. He's needing to try and inside, but a good move for Murphy, making him go wide, but Puller goes right round the outside. Absolutely incredible move by the young man there, and Dennis Hobbs' face tells 1,000 stories there.
Yeah, I can't believe he managed to get away with that one, to be honest with you, and he got it back to the apex and then just took the nose of Murphy away, so Murphy almost kind of shut off mid-corner thinking to himself, has he really just done that?
So Tom Robinson is on his last lap and on his way, and I tell you what, he's going to have to get a bit of a quickie on here, because no, it's not Pooler behind him. It's not Pooler behind him. I'm getting a little bit excited here. And down, who's that? That's Stuart Hamilton, isn't it? Is that Stuart Hamilton down at the bottom of first corner there, bottom of Seat Curves, running away from the bike, but difficult to get an idea on that one. We'll come back and make sure we know exactly who that was. It certainly was a Kawasaki.
Yeah, and obviously the last lap of the race as well, Duncan, and it's going to be a victory for Tom Robinson as he comes up towards the start-finish line, and it's going to be your man there right behind
Harry Pooler takes second place, and in third place a tongue-tied Dennis Hobbs. No, in fact it's Leon Murphy. So a good result for those guys there. Great mini twin battle, great super twin battle there, and those guys putting on a fantastic show. But it was Tom Robinson from Harry Pooler and Eddie Stone there getting up into third position. Grant Reid in fourth and Leon Murphy down to fifth position. So something's obviously happened off screen and a possible time penalty that we don't know about. So the Knockhill Formula 400s is led by Tom Robinson and Grant Reid in second place, with Douglas Brown in third position on 48 points. Also in the Knockhill Motorsports Club Championship, the Club Championship's exactly the same. Harry Pooler leads from Eddie Stone and Paul McClung in the Mini Twin Knockhill Club Championship. Sandy Robertson leads the way from Ewan Hamilton and Andrew Hopkin in the Classic Juniors. Bowerbank, Bright and Naylor are leading the Pre-Injected 600 Championships. And that's all from us just now. Back down to Joe Tanner in the pit lane.
That's all we have time for from this week's programme, but do join us next time as there's plenty more action to come.